Hi, this is Pastor Leigh Goodwin bringing the devotion today, and I want to follow up on some ideas that we want to gather from the book of Proverbs. And the devotion today I've entitled very simply The Blessings of Integrity, and it's taken from Proverbs 2 verse 7, where it talks about God granting a treasure of common sense to the honest. It also says he is a shield to those who walk with integrity. I think we all know that integrity is in the spotlight at the moment. For example, how can we trust the guidance of the government to isolate during a pandemic when the ones making the rules seem to be very, very flexible in their own interpretation regarding their guidance? Another example would be of a sports person expecting to be granted very special privileges, even when it's clear that they've been less than wise in protecting others when aware of the real possibility they're infected with COVID. Underlying all these issues, and whatever position you take on these issues, underlying it is the fact of the link between trust and honesty. We cannot maintain a private, hidden world where we live by different standards to what we project in public. Then when there are damaging disclosures, confidence and trustworthiness is eroded. So integrity for me means we have a wholeness. We're not compartmentalized. Integrity means we don't put little boxes in our lives where the different boxes don't connect and have influence on one another. It is so important that our lives correlate, that they are a coherent whole. These are some quotes from different people about integrity. One from Spencer Johnson, where he says, "Integrity is telling myself the truth, and honesty is telling the truth to others." Maxime Legas has said, "Integrity is when you care more for the hard truth than the easy lie." Very challenging. And then the famous Christian author, writer, C.S. Lewis, wrote that integrity is doing the right thing even when no one else is watching. But the reality for us as believers, we know and understand that God is always watching. And yeah, we might think that as a negative thing. Oh no, God is going to watch us and catch us out. But actually it's a blessing that God is watching our lives, because when he sees integrity locked into our lives and in place, then he loves to bless that integrity. And this verse in Proverbs makes that clear, how God wants to bless our integrity. He takes note of our integrity and seeks to bless us for doing the right thing, even when it is costly for us and not straightforward. God desires to equip us with common sense. And common sense for me it's like a gift of wisdom that God puts into our lives so that we can apply that wisdom, that grace of God's wisdom, to our everyday decision making and the courses of action that we take. The other side to integrity is how sometimes we can feel very cautious about our integrity being misunderstood, because in maintaining principles of integrity, perhaps unwittingly, we expose somebody else in their lifestyles. And it leaves us vulnerable to becoming unpopular. And God's promise is very real and wonderful in that God's promises to shield us when we determine to live by our principles of integrity. The most important life value that we can have is not to just live to please others, but actually, first and foremost, we make that determined choice that we live to please God, because he's the one who ultimately rewards us, both in this life and in the life to come. Every blessing to you. Bye-bye.